but often dives in behind his partner. You never know when Erich Munis is going to throw up a flying submission. Erich in a single leg X on his right side. Could be looking to attack that foot, but for now, content to continue to fight the grips on the legs. Perhaps looking to come up into a passing position on the outside.
And if Gabi is the one to beat in the female division, then Erich is the one to beat in the male division, huh?
Absolutely. I'd say the two of them have a lot in common. They got their black belt at the same time. They've been equally dominant for the same amount of time. Christoph Schuck's looking to attack the foot here, and he looks like he has a good angle.
It's
but
tight
Erich,
because it might have been tight because Erich actually let go of Christoph's foot. Or maybe he did to come up on top and score the shooter.
Christoph not going to go down that easily, though. He picks up the leg, and if he can take Erich down, it'll be two. But now we are in a standing position, so both parties have the opportunity to score. And honestly, Kyle, we don't get to see all that much standing work from Erich. He's so good at pulling guards, sweeping when he wants to, and then playing from the top. We don't see very much of his standing work.
Yeah, because he's guarded, he's so comfortable on his, he's so comfortable on his back.
That'll score two for Christoph. That puts Erich right back where he wants to be, in the guard. Kyle, I gotta say, I can't remember the last time I saw Erich Munis down on the scoreboard. He's behind by one advantage here, which doesn't seem like a lot, but we've seen how good all of these athletes are at playing with a lead.
Yeah. And it's also very unexpected for him to be down on the score. It's actually unexpected for him to be scored.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even that takedown there was a big feat for Christoph. Shows exactly how good he is in this division. A quick note on the other side of the bracket in the men's medium heavyweight division, Patrick Gaudio and Hideo Zucchi were double DQ'd, meaning Gustavo Batista will be in the final. He's still waiting on the other side of that bracket between Adam Warzinski and Orlando Montero. But here in the men's ultra heavyweight quarterfinal, Erich Munis now ahead on the scoreboard and back into his guard.
Okay, now it's going to be tough for Christoph.
You can see just how patient and calculated Erich Munis is. Look at his eyes when he's selecting his grip, looking for something, really not forcing anything almost ever. Even when he sweeps, it looks like he almost just willed his opponent onto his back.
It's going to be hard to fight him down the road too, because it's almost like he's saving energy. You know, he's attacking, he's constantly pushing forward, but not with energy. You know, he's more angling himself correctly and, you know, being able to be in the right position.
If there is a criticism of Erich Munis, sometimes that, right, is that we all know how good he is, how submission-oriented he can be when he wants to show off, but sometimes he plays it a little bit safe and, you know, plays the strategy a little bit. And sometimes maybe that is conserving energy, saving for the match that counts. But we know just how good he can be.
If he had to, right?
Right. And maybe that's it, is that there's no pressure on him because he is just that much better than so many of his opponents, that he only risks when he needs to.
But at the same time, you know, to show that you're the best, according to the best, you need to chase for the submission, you know? You can't just win by points. Erich has always had amazing lapel games, you know, and it's very unorthodox. He changed through the lapels really easy and really well. So it confuses his opponents because he's not actually attached to the lapels. You know, he transitions through it. And now he's the one having the ankle lock attack.
And positions like the one we just saw with the lapel in one foot and virtually for the rest of the position an X guard, those are his best positions, and we see why. He's got that beautiful foot lock that he just pulled off from that X guard with the lapel position. Erich Munis will advance to the men's ultra heavyweight semifinal, continuing to look to defend the crown he won last year on this date in this location at the Walter Pyramid. He was the first ever ultra heavyweight crown champion. He'll look to do it again later on today. And Erich Munis will take the submission victory via footlock over Krzysztof Schuks. They'll move ahead to the semifinal later today. We'll decide who his opponent will be in the next match on this mat. But first, let's take a look at some of the highlights from this action. Krzysztof Schuks doing what most can't do in scoring on Erich Munis, but Munis' guard just too good, especially when he gets to these single leg X positions and these underneath positions, flowing from guard to guard, and eventually finding this great angle on the top side for that. Oh, looked like an Aoki lock there. The sweep rather securing the mount. It was all but done. Coming up next on this mat is the men's ultra heavyweight final. We have Erich Munis versus the much lighter Pedro Machado. On the other side on mat 2, it's Gutenberg Pereira versus Marcus Scooby. But stay tuned here for Erich Munis versus Pedro Machado. Both of these men have had standout performances so far. Erich always kind of calm and composed. Pedro Machado looking for any opportunity, as we saw in his quarterfinal where he secured an armbar submission with just 10 seconds left on the clock. Both of these men with submission victories coming into the semifinal. Erich Munis had a footlock. This will be the last semifinal here on mat 1. After this, we're running right into the third place matches before we finally square off for the finals, where we see who will be crowned in the 6 divisions for IBJJF's The Crown. And our referee will draw the athletes out to the mat. Erich Munis of Flatrues in blue. Pedro Machado of Atos in the white. And the match is underway.
Oh, nice pull by Pedro. He didn't believe in it, so he went back up on top. And
Now Erich
now
secures
Erich,
bottom position and straight in the close guard.
once again, close guard. At the lapel from close guard. So he starts setting up the lapel and then opens the guard, underhooks the leg, and now double sleeve for Erich. Pedro is going to have a tough time trying to pass Erich's guard, because I don't remember who passed. You remember who passed Erich?
I can't think of anybody who's passed Erich Munis. Erich now on the deep De La Riva X with double sleeve. And that's what I was talking about with Erich Munis, the effortlessness of his sweeps. It seems like he's really not working. He gets the right grips and just gets it done. But yet again, we see Erich for a moment having to fight off that standing single leg.
And keep it in mind that that's Pedro's best attack, you know, coming up on that single, whether it's from one leg X or the single itself. So this really hurts, you know, when you play like your best game and your opponent shuts it down so easily, you know, because you get really frustrated, like, what can I do to this guy? You know, and then Pedro is so small compared to Erich. Pedro's not a small guy, you know, but compared to Erich, you know, Erich has the size, has the height advantage, right? And although Pedro has been, you know, successful in every single belt, weight and absolute, you know, Erich has been more successful in the black belt division. So he has, you know, he's comfortable fighting. He's comfortable being that stage and with the pressure and everything. And although Pedro, you know, has been at the highest of the game, Erich still has such an advantage with, you know, being comfortable there.
Pedro still kind of clawing his way up to the top of the totem pole here, but Erich, as you say, a four-time world champion. He's been there. He's been under the lights. He knows how to perform when it counts. Pedro Machado is climbing. You know, he's making waves, and he's looking solid so far against Erich Munis, but Erich Munis just has the experience factor that can't be overlooked.
Yeah, and it's the experience, you know, the titles, and then there's also the weight and height that creates this sense of confidence in Erich right now, you know, because you can see that he's really fighting like effortless, you know. He's more like flowing than actually fighting, you know. He's not like having to deal with, you know, putting all his energy. Look at this. It's not like Pedro is sweeping him. He's comfortable being on bottom or on top. You know, he's okay with Pedro coming up on top. But at the same time, he doesn't make it easy, because you see, he comes up on top, but he's already setting up a guard or a sweep back. And this makes it hard for Pedro to attack, because he comes up on top, he might be putting himself in a worse position. So, you know, it ends up becoming risky to score on Erich. And that's because Erich is comfortable being there, you know.
I'm really interested in the grips that Erich plays to. It seems like he's always finding positions where his partner has to work, his opponent has to work very hard, and Erich has to work almost not at all.
Yeah, and that's, I think that's what jiu-jitsu is about, right? It's finding, whether it's leverage or, you know, finding a way of, you know, doing things effortless so your opponent gets tired before you. Look at this. Erich's talking like he's you know, like he's hanging out.
Look on his face like he's trying to solve a puzzle or maybe sitting
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
couch.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this. It's not that he's fighting to not get swept, but the moment that he gets swept, look at this. Well, I think that was true. Yeah, that was true. Because he didn't quietly came up. There would not have been 2 points, rather him come up slightly more, you know, but it felt like he was, I'm going to try to fight this to not get scored, rather than like coming up and pulling, you know. I think he's thinking so fast that, you know, he skipped like a couple seconds of coming up on top.
And another sweep that looks like almost choreographed. It looks like a flow roll when Erich Munis knocks his opponent over.
Yeah. Now Pedro is good at this. Even though Eric had his knee down, yes, he's really good at putting the one leg decks. In this kind of modified one leg decks with the, you know, hugging the leg like almost like an X guard. So let's see how Eric's gonna deal with Pedro's main game now.
And this is a position that Pedro is exceptionally good at, that frankly all of the Atos competitors are very good at, is using that single leg X as a way to stand up into a like a wrestling single leg. But Erich wisely then keeping track of keeping a grip on Pedro's left leg so he can't put it to the mat and start to stand up.
And he scored. But it's still going to be too hard for Pedro because Pedro has to score 3 points. He has to pass Erich Munis's guard, and Erich hasn't been passed. So realistically, who has to solve a puzzle is Pedro, not Erich.
If you were in Pedro positions, Caio, in Pedro's position, and you had to score at least 3 points on Erich, would you go for the back, or would you try and do something nobody's done before and try and score the pass?
Well, I would try to get whatever Erich would give me. The problem is that Erich doesn't really give a lot of options, you know. So I think the back with Erich, you know, there's a better chance of taking his back than actually passing his guard, because there's a possibility that the Erich will play with his hips on the mat, almost like in a double pull situation, and maybe Pedro can take advantage of that. But passing Erich's guard, you know, Erich is not just flexible, it's not just technical, but he's saving energy through every match. So he has the energy to fight if he has to. He just doesn't have to yet.
We're starting to see Erich open up just a little bit. Maybe he wants to get this thing done, and he's a very nice sweep there to keep Pedro down.
Guard pass. Because you see, I think that now that time is coming to an end, you know, Pedro starts getting more tired, and then Erich might be like, okay, I can, you know, start putting a little bit more pressure, you know, being a little bit more dynamic, because my opponent is tired. It's not like he's gonna fight you crazy. But you know, in the beginning of the match, both people are, you know, have energy, and then you start fighting crazy. And at the very end of the match, you don't have the energy to, you know, to secure a pass that could maybe easily be held. But you know, just because you use that energy in the beginning. And I think that now Erich got Pedro to that point where Pedro might, you know, might not be able to handle him, to push him so easily. And then Erich can, you know, calmly try to reach a better position.
Erich Munis on bottom in the blue, up by 4 with 2.5 remaining on the clock here, 2 minutes and a half. Erich Munis looking for his second crown title. In order to do that, he'll have to complete this match through Pedro Machado and then take on the winner of the other semifinal on the other side, in the corner of your screen right now. We're going to reset with Pedro Machado once again in his preferred position with that single leg X style up on the shoulder. Let's see if he can come up with it this time. But even if he does, he's got to make something happen. He's got to start getting an angle. He is down now by 6 points.
Well, let's see if Eric's gonna... Oh, beautiful pass. Look how much energy Pedro is wasting now. And Erich is just flowing over him. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's now Erich is gonna be all over him. It's unbelievable how much endurance Pedro has. He's still fighting.
What incredible balance, though, by Erich to maintain that position when it looked like I think Pedro would have been able to topple 85% of anybody else.
I would say 98%, you know? I would say like 98% of high-level athletes. You know, of hobbyists, 100%.
And with 60 seconds to work, Erich Munis up by 9, looking to make something happen here in the closing moment of this match.
And Pedro recovered again. Unbelievable. Oh, beautiful.
You're absolutely right about his endurance. Who can move like that after 9 minutes of Erich Munis?
No, who can still breathe? Yeah. And he's pushing the pace more than before. What the heck? You know? It's like he woke up. He took a shot of caffeine right now. No, amazing performance by Pedro. You know, he's a much lighter opponent. You know, fighting none less than weight and absolute world champion.
Absolutely, this one should be a feather in his cap, even though he will fall by 9 points here to the reigning crown champion, Erich Munis. Munis will look to advance to the final. It appeared to me, I could be wrong, it appeared that Gutenberg Pereira won the other side, so we will have a stellar match here in the upcoming ultra heavyweight final between Erich Munis and Gutenberg Pereira.
It's going to be a really good one. It's going to be a really good one.
Erich Munis pays some much due respect to Pedro Machado, who hung in there to the last moments of the match. And he will advance to the final of IBJJF's The Crown. Let's take a look here at some of the moments from this performance. Most of the match a sweep for sweep affair, but Erich Munis got ahead on some of the sweep count, and then this really dynamic.
Estamos de volta com imagens na tela. Temos aí o Erich Munis para a última final desta edição de 2024. Do The Crown, Erich Munis, atleta da Fratris, atual campeão mundial absoluto, chega para tentar o seu bicampeonato no The Crown. Vai encarar aí um outro atleta duríssimo, que está chegando cada vez mais forte no cenário internacional. Tá aí na tela o Marcos Scooby de kimono branco, atleta da Aliança. Vai encarar essa pedreira aí o Erich Munis. Vou pedir para o professor Caio Terra para dar o seu panorama, que é o seguinte, professor Caio, a pergunta que não quer calar. Qual é o caminho para Marcos Scooby superar o atual campeão mundial absoluto, Erich Munis, professor Caio?
Bom, se tem um, eu acho que ele conhece, né? Porque como eles treinavam juntos, eu acho que é mais fácil para ele desvendar isso do que nós. Mas
sim,
vai ser difícil, vai ser muito complicado.
Tá aí 10 minutos na tela de kimono azul, Erich Munis. De kimono branco, Marcos Ribeiro, Marcos Scooby. Já vem puxando para a guarda ali com as suas pernas enormes. O Erich Munis vai tentar jogar por baixo e trazer um desequilíbrio para o Marcos Scooby, que vai tentar colocar o seu peso todo para cima do Erich Munis. Marcos Scooby chega com muita moral aí nessa finalíssima. Venceu o Gutenberg Pereira numa verdadeira guerra. Chega bem embalado para encarar o Erich Munis, que veio controlando seus combates. Venceu aí na semifinal o Pedro Machado. Pedro Machado vendeu muito caro, inclusive, vale frisar. Mas o Erich Munis trouxe bastante volume de jogo, venceu por pontos. E agora vai encarando aí o Marcos Scooby nessa finalíssima divisão de pesadíssimos da edição de 2024 do The Crown da IBJJF, apresentado pela FloGrappling. Enquanto isso vai fazendo pegada dupla na manga, o Erich Munis vai tentando trazer aquele desconforto para o passador, vai quebrando a postura do mesmo que está por cima. A pegada forte na manga do lado direito, tentou fazer a pegada por baixo na perna. Vai trazendo apenas as primeiras movimentações ali, tentando sentir um pouco o combate. Estica a perna lá em cima. Marcos Scooby tem que ceder ali, jogar o corpo todo para frente. Vamos ver se vai sair para o giro, para subir agora mais uma vez. O Erich Munis saindo na frente. 2-0 aí com belíssima raspagem. Se ajeitou muito bem o Erich Munis. Muito técnico, né, professor Caio Terra? O Erich Munis sabia o que estava fazendo. Trouxe o desequilíbrio, escorregou, subiu para garantir os 2 pontos, professor.
Sim, mas olha como que ele está sentado aí. Acaba que o Scooby chega para a raspagem novamente, mas o Erich Munis se posicionando excelentemente. Uma posição já de raspagem novamente. Muito bem, muito técnico esse combate. O Scooby mandou muito bem, já raspando de volta, não aceitando ficar por baixo e deixando o Erich se ajeitar. E isso é muito importante, né? Isso é muito importante quando você luta com um atleta do nível do Erich. Com você, Carlos.
Tá aí, já voltou de volta a ficar por baixo. O Erich Munis ali se ajustando na one leg. Tá na posição boa para raspar de volta. 2-2 no placar. O Erich Munis aí controlando para tentar mais uma vez a inversão. Tá com uma pegada boa ali na perna. Vamos ver o que vai aprontar agora o Erich Munis. O Erich já me disse em entrevista certa vez que ele usa os próprios campeonatos para testar as posições dele. Ele faz uns ajustes ali na academia. Depois ele vem testar as posições diferentes aí, as coisas que ele gosta de fazer. Tem um jogo pouco ortodoxo, o Erich Munis, por mais que seja esse jogo aí de usar as próprias pernas, o tamanho para poder entrar na guarda X, faz raspagens boas também, dá um one leg, mas o Erich gosta de testar coisas novas em campeonatos, então tá aí, sempre destemido, o Erich Munis, representante da Fratris, vai caindo para dentro do Marcos Scooby, vai ficando o combate aí empatado em 2-2, mas está engatilhado para raspar o Erich Munis. Marcos Scooby tem que tentar se desembolar ali por cima para buscar sua passagem de guarda. Tentou dar um tranco ali no pé. Vamos ver se vai tentar investir nessa chave de pé, mas vem com as 2 pernas dominadas ali. Colocou um carrinho de mão, girou para o outro lado. Já ficou por cima o Erich Munis garantindo mais 2 pontos. Agora é blitz para tentar passar a guarda. Vai tentando se posicionar lateralmente ali no controle dos 100 quilos. Foi lá para a área de segurança. O combate vai ser reiniciado? Professor Caio Terra.
Então, foi o que eu falei, né? Não pode deixar o Erich raspar e se posicionar bem. Ele tem que deixar o Erich desconfortável ou, ao menos, tentar, ou no melhor, né? Tentar raspar novamente rápido. Mas acabou que Ele deixou o Erich dominar as duas bocas de calça mesmo após sentar. Então, o Erich conseguiu chegar na lateral muito bem. Mas agora, como o combate começa em pé novamente, ele pelo menos não teve a passagem de guarda, apenas a vantagem. Mas o Erich vai provavelmente puxar novamente, que é o que aconteceu. Com você aí, Carlos.
Então, vem puxando mais uma vez para a guarda o Erich Munis, como apontou aí o professor Caio Terra, fez a tentativa de passagem de guarda, enquanto o Marcos Scooby vinha se defendendo, o combate foi para fora da área de luta. Então recebeu apenas uma vantagem ali, o Erich Munis não estabilizou na passagem de guarda por 3 segundos. O combate segue aí em 4-2 no placar para o Erich Munis, está na frente no placar e ainda já começa por baixo, fez a que ia trocar ali em pé, foi na gola, puxou para a guarda, está fazendo guarda laçada do lado direito. 4-2 no placar, 5 minutos e meio para o fim da luta. É a última final desta edição do The Crown. Duelo de pesadíssimos. De kimono azul, o Erich Munis está na frente no placar com 4 pontos. Marcos Ribeiro, o Marcos Scooby raspou de volta logo no início. Mas o Erich Munis voltou a raspar, veio tentando passar a guarda. Conquistou mais 2 pontos. E a vantagem agora vai trazendo mais uma vez o desequilíbrio para cima do Marcos Scooby. Coloca ele já de lado ali no solo, com as costas. Brigou para não ser raspado. O Marcos Scooby continuou por cima. E o Erich vai puxando a perna ali para bem próximo dele, para se posicionar melhor. Tentar subir mais uma vez. Vamos ver se vai fazer a subida direto. O Erich Munis está aí, colocou a perna lá atrás para ficar por cima. Vai anotar mais 2 pontos. Na verdade, ele preferiu ficar sentado, hein, professor Caio Terra? Ele não quis a subida ainda não. Quer continuar como o guardeiro, esperar o tempo passar um pouco mais, né, professor?
Ele agora subiu, mas ele está na 50-50, né? Então, talvez ele tenha esperado um pouco para tentar sair, mas como o Scooby não estava subindo de volta, ele de repente subiu, mas agora já está caindo novamente para baixo, aceitando o Scooby, talvez ficando por cima para tentar se desvencilhar da 50-50, né? Da 50-50. Mas o Marcos Scooby vai ter que fazer alguma coisa mirabolante, né? Porque ele vai precisar de buscar 2 pontos, né? No mínimo 2 pontos com o Erich por baixo. E eu não me lembro de ninguém passando a guarda do Erich, né? Então, ou ele vai ter que buscar uma finalização, uma pegada de costas, ou então o quase impossível, né? Que é passar a guarda do Erich. Com você, Carlos.
Fica complicado aí pro Marcos Scooby para nessa configuração de placar, né? Se ele fica por cima, ele vai sempre se manter atrás do placar, porque por mais que ele empate em 6-6, o Erich Munis está com uma vantagem. Então vai ficar aí nessa briga de raspagens da 50-50, faltando 3 minutos e 15 para o fim da luta. O combate vai ficando cada vez mais complicado aí para o Marcos Scooby, um atleta de kimono branco. O Erich Munis muito estrategista, vai se ajustar aí para raspar mais uma vez, veio desembolando a guarda 50-50, coloca a perna ali como quem vai para a guarda Matrix, usando o joelho por outro lado. Vamos ver se vai pegar as costas do Marcos Scooby. Já virou o corpo todo para evitar o caminho simples do Erich Munis para pegar as costas, mas segue na frente no placar por 6-4. Faltando 2 minutos e 40 para o fim. Vai lá nas pernas para trazer o Marcos Scooby para baixo. Vem tentando mais uma vez colocar pressão para passagem de guarda. Se fecha em 4 apoios o Marcos Scooby para não ceder a passagem. Vai receber mais uma vantagem aí o Erich Munis da tentativa de passagem de guarda. E agora o combate vai ser reiniciado no centro do tatame, com o Marcos Scooby ainda se fechando no 4 apoios, professor Caio.
Novamente, o Erich Munis saindo de uma posição por baixo e já encaixando a raspagem logo quando cai por cima, né? É por isso que ele é tão perigoso, porque ele já começa a pensar na passagem já por baixo, né? Assim como quando ele está por cima, né? Ele vê as costas até antes de tentar passar a guarda do seu oponente, né? Então, ele está alguns passos à frente dos seus oponentes e por isso que ele é tão perigoso, tão difícil de lutar contra ele.
Tá aí se ajeitando mais uma vez o Erich Munis agora por cima. Foi tentar sair direto no pescoço. Vamos ver se vai finalizar. Foi fim de luta. Vitória por finalização do Erich Munis. Mergulhou com a mão passada direto na gola do Marcos Scooby. Ficou com a vitória por finalização. Achei que ainda ia tentar se ajustar ali por cima, mas não quis saber. Mergulhou com tudo. Foi lá embaixo para buscar a gola, estrangulando o Marcos Scooby e ficando com a vitória por finalização. Professor Caio Terra, estava esperando essa finalização aí do nada?
Assim, rápido assim não, né? Mas é aquilo, você lutando 5, 6, 7 minutos com o Erich, você acaba cansando, né? Então ele chegou nas costas ali. Às vezes a finalização não vem nem através do estrangulamento, mas através do cansaço mesmo.
Tá aí então, carimbando mais uma vez o título do The Crown, o Erich Munis. Vamos ao anúncio oficial. Tá aí o Erich Munis representando a Munis Brothers, ficando com a vitória. Tá aí a esposa do Erich, a Giovanna, tava de corner ali do Erich, recebendo a coroa dourada. O Erich Munis, segunda coroa que ele leva para casa, bicampeão do The Crown, garantindo mais um título, desta vez por finalização para cima do Marcos Scooby. Vai ser entrevistado ali pelo Jake Watson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Erich Munis and his wife, Erich. Great performance, brother. You went out here, you had match after match where you just looked like signature Erich Munis, and in the final got another submission. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. I trained so hard for this event because
Mais uma finalização, estou me sentindo ótimo. Treinei muito para essa luta.
so it's hard time.
Estou abrindo minha própria academia.
I'm feeling very happy because I
Estou me sentindo muito feliz.
So,
Treinei muito
moving
para
on
lutar esse
to
evento.
2025, I mean, you're already so accomplished as a champion. You've mostly
Você já
competed
conquistou
in
muita
the gi.
coisa,
Are there any plans go no gi?
muitos
Any
títulos, é
plans
um
to
grande
compete
campeão.
around the world? What are your
Tem
plans
planos
moving
para lutar sem kimono, para fazer outras viagens? O que você tem planejado?
maybe I will.
All right, well, Erich, thank you so much for another amazing performance. We
Vou tentar aí
congratulate you and
lutar
your wife.
evento sem kimono no próxima temporada.
I have one message for everybody.
Tem uma mensagem aí, o Erich Munis.
I'm very happy because this amazing experience here today, but I have one message
Estou muito feliz,
for everybody. I think it's more important.
mas eu tenho uma mensagem para todos.
It's nice to be here, but tomorrow I the same Erich. So Jesus
É muito legal estar aqui, mas amanhã
if you
eu sou o mesmo Erich de sempre.
sorry my English.
Jesus é o
Jesus is the
caminho.
only way, and Jesus love you, and Jesus wait for you. So don't lose your time
Ele ama vocês todos, está esperando por todos vocês.
for you. Okay? God bless you guys.
Amen, brother. Thank you so
Deus
much.
abençoe a todos.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tá aí a
Erich
mensagem do
Munis.
Erich Munis ficando com a vitória e garantindo mais uma coroa na edição do The Crown. Vamos aí aos melhores lances do combate. Professor Caio Terra deu o esperado, trabalhou muito melhor por baixo. O Erich Munis deu o bote por cima quando teve a chance, saiu com a finalização. O que você achou da performance aí do Erich Munis, professor Caio Terra?
Deu esperado, não porque o Scooby não tá nas cabeças, mas sim porque o Erich Munis é a cabeça, né? Então, sim, é complicado tirar essa coroa dele.
We are here with Erich Munis, fresh after winning the IBJJF crown for the second time. Erich, how are you feeling right now, man?
I'm feeling really happy, and today is an amazing experience. A hard time to me because in my home I can't train, but I have me and my brothers open one gym, so it's hard time. But I'm training really hard for this event, so I'm feeling very happy.
Hard because busy time, a lot of
Busy
business,
time,
like,
yeah, busy time. A lot of problems with the gym, a lot of things. But God is amazing, you know.
For sure, man. It was an incredible performance. You know, you went out there, you finished with the final submission. Can you tell me about the match and the finish?
Okay,
most of them.
yeah, Scooby is really hard opponent because he's my friend and he have a good jiu-jitsu. So I know it's hard match, but I have one plan with my brother. Pull first and work my guard, put my position, and when I have one, how I can say this in English, one opponent, I go to submit. So I watch the opportunity and I go. I think this is my best submission when I take the back and do like Ezekiel from the back. I love it, the submission.
What makes that your favorite?
Sorry?
Why is that your favorite choke?
Yeah, I think it's my favorite choke because when I do, it's hard for my opponent to escape.
For sure, for sure. Man, this is your second time being the crown champion. What does it feel like being included in the biggest events for the IBJJF and for the gi?
Yeah, it's amazing because IBJJF put a lot money for this event. Not just for the bonus, like for all events, for all athletes and hotel, tickets, and all things. So thanks IBJJF for this event, for this opportunity. I'm feel so happy because this time is the best time of jiu-jitsu, in gi, in no gi. So for me and our athletes, it's really really good.
It's been an incredible event, and the event is only as good as the athletes a lot of times. You guys add a lot to this. Did you feel pressure to be exciting, put on a show, and go for the finish when you were here?
Yeah, when BJJF tell me about this event, I tell BJJF close one fight to me because I won last The Crown. So quando alguém ganhasse esse The Crown, eu queria casar essa luta com o campeão desse The Crown, né? Mas vou até falar português para explicar melhor. Mas a BJJF falou, não, luta mais uma vez o The Crown, no próximo evento a gente vai casar a luta para você, porque agora é um grande evento, a gente está colocando muito dinheiro, então queria que você estivesse no GP, eu vim pro GP, trabalhei muito duro para isso, estou muito feliz pelo convite da BJJF, espero em breve aí fazer uma luta casada aí, quem sabe no próximo evento da BJJF.
Awesome, man. It sounds like it was definitely, very important to you to be included in an event like this, and you did help put on a show. It was an awesome time. You've won the Open Class Championship now. You've won the crown 2 times. What is your next goal in Jiu-Jitsu? What pushes you and motivates you?
I think it's my purpose because I fight.
Follow, what was that?
I can say em português.
Okay.
Acredito que é o meu propósito, porque eu luto não é pelo dinheiro, né? Não é por medalha. Essa fase já passou, graças a Deus. Então eu continuo lutando, me dedicando muito duro para tentar ser um bom exemplo para a galera que está subindo, mostrar para todo mundo aí que é possível vencer, continuar sendo um cara de família, continuar sendo um bom exemplo, né? E acima de tudo, ter Deus no coração, que isso aqui é muito bom, é maravilhoso, mas tudo vai passar, né? Dinheiro, medalha, fama, mas o amor de Deus por você não passa não, né? Então é por isso que eu luto.
Awesome, man. You came out here, you represented yourself, your team very well. Would you like to give a message to any of your fans down in Brazil who might be watching this interview?
Ok. Guys, falar em português. Galera, eu e meus irmãos estamos abrindo uma academia aí. Então você quer conhecer um pouquinho do nosso trabalho, me segue lá no Instagram. Vocês vão acompanhar agora a abertura da nossa academia. Um tempo muito incrível aí, onde a gente quer estar não só formando atletas, não só dando aula, mas também que aquela academia seja um grande propósito ali para Deus, seja um ambiente onde vai transformar muitas vidas. Se você quer fazer parte disso, me segue no Instagram, que em breve vai ter várias novidades para vocês.
Awesome.
God bless you.